In the criminal justice system, documentation offenses are considered especially heinous. In Dallas, Texas, the detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Documentations Unit. These are their stories.
What do you mean it's my fault I didn't get my paycheck for last week?
Well, you didn't sign in or sign out any of your shifts. Don't you realize this is the real world? And you have to take care of things like this yourself.
Mr. Human Resources Manager.
We're here with Special Documentation Unit. May I ask you a few questions?
Make it fast. I'm busy with all this paperwork.
I see you're entering timesheets manually for each employee. I bet your payroll clerk isn't too happy about that, having to wait for these to be manually entered.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. This is my grandfather's business, and this is how he always runs things.
Yes, but don't you use Accpac for your billing?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything?
I understand you had an altercation with an employee earlier today.
Yes, one of my new employees, troubled employee, came in my office complaining to me that he didn't get paid this week. He didn't sign in for work last week, so he didn't get paid. It was that simple. It was all his fault.
But he's a trouble employee, a new employee.
Yeah, but I'm not here to hold his hand every step of the way.
Yes, but you're responsible for providing him with proper procedures to follow.
Proper what?
Documentation, steps to follow. Oh dear.
We're paying attention to the judge. Okay.
This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Automation is now presiding. Case number 11-1308 is now called to order.
I've read over the case files, and I'm ready to hear an opening statement from the prosecution.
Your Honor, my client, Mr. Troubled Employee, was wronged by his company, Lack of Organization LLP. He was not paid for work that he completed. He was not shown proper procedures for clocking in and clocking out of work, and he was treated unjustly. He is searching for justice, fairness, and a solution in this case. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Lawyer for the HR Manager, would you like to make an opening statement telling us about automation and documentation, please?
Yes, Your Honor, I would. My client has not done anything wrong. It was the employee's responsibility to clock in and clock out of work. Only employees who log their time will receive their pay. This has been the way Lack of Organization LLP has been run since the early 1900s. My client asks that you understand that he is just trying to run a business, and he requests that the court show him mercy.
Noted. Would the prosecution bring forth their first witness?
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call Detective Number 2 to the stand. Detective Number 2, could you tell me what you saw on the day of the incident in HR Manager's office?
Well, I saw the defendant in his office buried behind stacks of manually written timesheets.
I want to introduce Exhibit A to the court. This is one of those handwritten timesheets that HR manager was using that day. And I find this very strange considering lack of organization uses Sage Accpac ERP for their billing. You know, did you see anything else unusual that day of the incident?
HR manager did mention something about, quote, not having to hold the hand of new employees.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
I've heard enough, and my wig is hot. I'm ready to make my ruling. After reading over the case files and hearing from our witness, I'm certain of three things. Three things. One, the defendant, lack of organization, LLP, has not been documenting processes and procedures for new hires. Two, they have been ignorant of generational differences in the workplace. And three, they have failed to integrate HR with their accounting system, Sage Accpac ERP. Based on these three facts, I rule in favor of the prosecution and find the defendant guilty on all charges. I hereby sentence the defendant to a lifetime of disgruntled employees and being buried alive in paperwork, unless lack of organization LLP hires a consultant team who understands the importance of organization through documentation, generational differences in the workplace, and can successfully implement an automation between HR processes and Sage Accpac ERP. I recommend calling BTerrell and BTerrell CPAs for this assignment. The case is now closed, and let's all adjourn to Fogo de Chão for lunch.
Yes!
All right. In your face.